Hey everyone, today's notes are regarding tangents. So first let's talk about what a tangent is. A tangent to a circle is a line that intersects a circle at exactly one point. So you see how this line is continuing both ways, intersects at one point. That one point is called the point of tangency. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and look right here. By the way, if you notice, when you draw a radius to that point of tangency, you're going to it will be perpendicular because that's the shortest distance to get to that point of tangency. So even though they're not saying that this is a right angle, you're just going to know that it's hitting here at a right angle. All right, so here we go. Therefore, we're going to use Pythagorean theorem to figure out what this is. The radius is 8 here, so you've got to know that the radius is also 8 here. So this total amount of hypotenuse is 17. We'll use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we have x squared plus 8 squared equals 17 squared. All right, so we've got, subtract the 64, x squared equals 260, square root both sides to get x alone. This is the same as a 2, 2, 5, 13. So the 2 will come out, and 5 times 13 will remain inside the radical. All right, so this portion right here is 2 square root 65. The notes are pretty short today. All right, now we're going to look at tangent segments theorem. If you have an external point with tangents coming from that same point, then the two sides are congruent. The two tangents are congruent. So tangent segments from a common external point are congruent. All right, so if you know that, let's see what we can learn here. So here we have a common Q, tangents coming from each, hitting at a point of tangency. So these are congruent. And we can solve for x. And this one, it looks involved, but it's not really. Just remember the two, if you have a common external point, the tangents are congruent. So these parts are congruent. These parts are congruent, 11 and 11. And these parts are congruent, so 9.5. So if you know all those three sides, then you can add them together. So let's do this side. This side right here. This side right here is 25. So if we add them all up together, and here looking at the answer key in front of me, I realize they even did it an easier way. If you have your 11 and 11, that's 22 because you're just adding up all the parts. Maybe you guys already saw this. 16 plus 16 is 32. The 9.5 plus 9.5 is 19. And maybe that would be an easier way to get the math. But anyway, it'll still equal 73, the perimeter of this triangle. Its perimeter is 73, and you just use the tangent theorem, the tangent segment theorems to find out all your measurements. And that's it for today. The homework is on the next page. All of this next page.